Oyez, oyez, oyez. The Honorable, the Supreme Court of Texas, and the Honorable, the Court of Criminal Appeals of Texas. All persons having business before the Honorable, the Supreme Court of Texas, and the Honorable, the Court of Criminal Appeals of Texas, are admonished to draw near and give their attention, for the courts are now sitting. God save the state of Texas and these honorable courts.
Greetings. The Supreme Court of Texas and the Court of Criminal Appeals of Texas welcome to the State Bar of Texas the 2,147 women and men who have passed the July bar examination. This ceremony is a time for rejoicing for them, their wives, husbands, parents, children, and of course, their creditors. All of us honor these men and women, lawyers at last. The ceremonies will be short, but I trust meaningful. We will be introducing a number of people who render important service to the legal profession and to the people of Texas. Some of them will speak briefly, but before we hear from them, we would like to introduce the members of these two high courts. I am Nathan Heck, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. I have served on the court since 1989 and was appointed Chief Justice in 2013. I am the longest serving member of the court in Texas history and the longest tenured Texas state judge in active service. I graduated with honors from Yale University and the SMU School of Law, served as a lieutenant in the United States Navy Reserve, served as a law clerk for Judge Roger Robb of the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit, and practiced general litigation with the Locke firm. I served as judge of the 95th District Court in Dallas County and as justice of the Dallas Court of Appeals before I was elected to this court. I was elected to a seventh term in 2020. I introduce the other members of the court in order of seniority. The senior justice is Justice Deborah Lehrman. Justice Lehrman graduated from the University of Texas, a member of Phi Beta Kappa, from the University of Texas Law School, and received an LLM from Duke University. She practiced law with the Fort Worth law firm of Law, Snakerd, and Gamble, and served as judge of the 360th District Court in Fort Worth. She has served as chair of the American Bar Association's Family Law Section and as a commissioner on the National Conference of Commissioners on Uniform State Laws. Governor Perry appointed Justice Lehrman to this court in 2010. She was elected to a full term later that year and reelected in 2016. Next is Justice Jeff Boyd. Justice Boyd graduated from Abilene Christian University and earned his law degree summa cum laude from Pepperdine University. Before attending law school, Justice Boyd served as youth and family minister of the Brentwood Oaks Church of Christ in Austin. He clerked for Judge Tom Reevely on the United States Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit, practiced with the law firm of Thompson and Knight, served as Deputy Attorney General for general litigation under Texas Attorney Generals John Cornyn and Greg Abbott, and as General Counsel and Chief of Staff to Governor Perry, who appointed him to the court in 2012. He was elected to a full term in 2014 and reelected in 2020. Next is Justice John Devine. Justice Devine graduated from Ball State University and South Texas College of Law. He practiced law in-house at Shell Oil and Brown and Root, doing major transition work before being elected to the 190th District Court in Harris County. He was elected to a full term on this court in 2012 and reelected in 2018. Next is Justice Jimmy Blacklock. Justice Blacklock graduated from the University of Texas and earned his law degree from the Yale Law School. He was appointed by President George W. Bush to serve in the Civil Rights Division of the United States Department of Justice, and then was in private practice in Houston and Austin. He later served as Deputy Attorney General for Legal Counsel under Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott, handling appeals and trials of constitutional cases in state and federal courts involving matters such as federalism, religious liberty, and the separation of powers. He then became General Counsel to Governor Abbott, who appointed him to the court in 2018. He was elected to a full term later in 2018. Next is Justice Brett Busby. After graduating with high honors from Duke University and Columbia Law School, Justice Busby served as a law clerk to U.S. Supreme Court Justices Byron R. White and John Paul Stevens, and to Judge Gerald Bard Choflat on the United States Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit. He then entered private practice in Houston, handling appeals in state and federal courts, and became a partner in the Bracewell firm before Governor Rick Perry appointed him to Houston's 14th Court of Appeals. Governor Abbott appointed Justice Busby to the Supreme Court in February 2019, and he was confirmed unanimously by the Texas Senate. He was elected to a full term in 2020. Next is Justice Jane Bland. Justice Bland earned her undergraduate and law degrees at the University of Texas, graduating with high honors and first in her law school class. Justice Bland then clerked for Judge Thomas Gibbs G. on the United States Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit, before entering private practice at the Baker Botts firm in Houston, handling a broad range of trial and appellate matters. Governor George W. Bush appointed her to the District Court in Harris County, and Governor Rick Perry appointed her to Houston's First Court of Appeals. Governor Greg Abbott appointed her to this court in 2019, and she was elected to fill the four-year remainder of her term in 2020. Next is Justice Rebecca Huddle, a first-generation American born and raised in El Paso. Justice Huddle earned her undergraduate degree from Stanford University in political science and her law degree with honors from the University of Texas. She then joined the Baker Botts law firm in Houston until Governor Rick Perry appointed her to the First District Court of Appeals. She left the bench in 2017 to return to Baker Botts, most recently serving as partner in charge of the Houston office. Governor Greg Abbott appointed her to this court in October 2020. Finally, the newest member of the court is Justice Evan Young, whom Governor Abbott appointed earlier this month. Justice Young received his undergraduate degree at Duke University, a master's degree at Oxford, and his law degree from the Yale Law School. He served as a law clerk to Judge J. Harvey Wilkinson on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit, and then to Justice Antonin Scalia on the U.S. Supreme Court. He worked at the Department of Justice and at one point accepted a detail to the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, Iraq. Immediately before his appointment to the court, he chaired Baker Botts' Supreme Court and constitutional law practice. I now call on Presiding Judge Keller to introduce the members of the Court of Criminal Appeals.
Thank you, Chief Justice Hecht. My name is Sharon Keller. I'm the presiding judge of the Court of Criminal Appeals. I was first elected to this court in 1994, and I have been presiding judge since 2001. My undergraduate degree is from Rice University, and my JD is from the SMU School of Law. Before my election to the court, I was an assistant district attorney of the appellate section at the Dallas County DA's office. I was elected to my fifth term on this court in 2018. I will introduce the other members of the court in order of seniority. The senior judge is Judge Barbara Hervey. Judge Hervey was first elected to the court in 2000, and she has been reelected 3 times. For the 16 years before her election to the court, she worked in the appellate section of the Bexar County District Attorney's Office. She received her Bachelor of Arts degree from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro and her JD from St. Mary's University School of Law. Next is Judge Burt Richardson. Judge Richardson was elected to this court in 2014, and again in 2020. He has over 25 years of trial experience as a lawyer and judge. He received his bachelor's degree from Brigham Young University and his JD from St. Mary's School of Law in San Antonio. Richardson is board certified in criminal law and fluent in Spanish. From 1988 to 1999, he served as an assistant district attorney in Bexar County and as an assistant U.S. attorney for the Western District of Texas. In 1999, he was appointed to the 379th District Court in Bexar County by Governor George W. Bush and served in that position until 2009. Before taking the bench on the Court of Criminal Appeals, he served as a senior visiting judge, presiding over cases throughout the state of Texas. Judge Richardson is an avid photographer, and his photos appear in numerous print and online publications. Next is Judge Kevin Yerry. He was elected to the court in 2014 and again in 2020. From 1991 to 1992, he served as a briefing attorney on this court to the late Honorable Judge Bill White. He is the only currently serving judge on the court to have also worked for the court as a briefing attorney. After briefing at the court, he worked for 3 years in a private firm, practicing civil litigation and criminal defense. Immediately prior to his election, he was employed for 19 years as an appellate lawyer in large DA's offices across Texas. He has worked for the Dallas County DA's office, the Harris County DA's office, and the Bexar County DA's office. He has appeared as counsel and argued before both the Court of Criminal Appeals and the Texas Supreme Court. He received both his undergraduate degree and his law degree from St. Mary's University. Next is Judge David Newell. Judge Newell was elected to the court in 2014 and again in 2020. Prior to his election, Judge Newell was an assistant district attorney for 17 years, first at the Fort Bend County District Attorney's Office and later at the Harris County District Attorney's Office. Judge Newell has a JD from the University of Texas School of Law and is board certified in both criminal law and criminal appellate law. Next is Judge Mary Lou Keele. Judge Keele earned her undergraduate degree from the University of Texas and her JD from the University of Houston. Before joining our court in 2017, she was a briefing attorney, a prosecutor, and a felony trial court judge. She is board certified in criminal law. Next is Judge Scott Walker. Judge Walker is a graduate of Dallas Baptist University and received his Juris Doctorate from Baylor School of Law. He was elected to this court in 2016. Before his election to this court, he practiced as a criminal defense attorney in Fort Worth. Next is Judge Michelle Slaughter. Judge Slaughter was elected to this court in 2018. She earned her JD cum laude from the University of Houston Law Center. While in law school, she interned for 2 federal judges and for the First Court of Appeals. After law school, she worked for 2 large law firms and had her own successful law practice until she was elected to the 406th District Court in 2013. And next is Judge Jesse Mcclure. Judge Mcclure was appointed to the court in 2020. He earned a BA in philosophy from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill in 1994 and a JD from the University of Texas Law School in 1999. He served as a special prosecutor for the Texas Department of Insurance for over 7 years and served as an assistant district attorney in Tarrant County for nearly 11 years. From 2019 to 2020, he presided over the 339th District Court in Harris County. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Court of Criminal Appeals, I congratulate you. I wish you the very best of luck in all your endeavors, and I welcome you to the legal profession. Chief Justice Hecht, thank you.
Thank you, Presiding Judge Keller. We welcome the deans of all the Texas law schools to this ceremony. I have asked Justice Lehrman to introduce the deans. Justice Lehrman.
Thank you so much, Chief Hecht. On behalf of both courts, I want to thank the law schools across this great state and the deans and all of the staff for what all you're doing through this very, very challenging time that we've been presented with over the past so many months dealing with COVID. We know how challenging it is for all of you, and you've done such an excellent job. It is my extreme honor to recognize all of you today. And again, thank you for the great work that you've done. We have from Baylor University School of Law, Brad Tobin, Dean, and Maddie Caston, Chair of Law. From South Texas College of Law in Houston, we have Michael F. Berry, President and Dean. From SMU Dedman School of Law, we have Jennifer M. Collins, the Judge James Neal Dean and Professor of Law. From St. Mary's School of Law, Patricia Roberts, Dean, and the Charles E. Cantu Distinguished Professor of Law. From Texas A&M University School of Law, we have Robert B. Audie, Dean, and Anthony G. Busby, Endowed Dean's Chair. From Texas Southern University Thurgood Marshall School of Law, we have Joan R. M. Bullock, Dean and Professor of Law. From Texas Tech University School of Law, we have Jack Wade Nowlin, Dean, and W. Frank Newton, Professor of Law. And from UNT Dallas College of Law, we have Felicia Epps, Dean and Professor of Law. From the University of Houston Law School, we have Leonard M. Baines, Dean and Professor of Law. From the University of Texas School of Law, we have Ward Farnsworth, Dean, and the John Jeffords Research Chair of Law. Again, thank you so much for all that you've done for the law schools of our great state during this very challenging time. We all appreciate it so very much. Chief Justice Hecht.
Thank you, Justice Lehrman. We have just a few more introductions. President of the State Bar of Texas is Sylvia Burunde Firth of El Paso. President-elect is Laura Gibson of Houston. And first immediate past president is Larry McDougall of Richmond. President of the Texas Young Lawyers Association is Janine Rispoli of Waco. President-elect is Michael J. Ritter of San Antonio. And immediate past president is Brittany E. Harrison of Dallas. Chair of the Board of Law Examiners is Augie Rivera of Corpus Christi. The Executive Director of the Board of Law Examiners is Nadia Wong of Austin. The Executive Director of the Texas Access to Justice Commission is Trish McAllister of Austin. I now call on Justice Brett Busby to present awards on behalf of the Texas Access to Justice Commission and the Texas Access to Justice Foundation. Justice Busby.
Good morning. It's with great pleasure that the Supreme Court of Texas and the Texas Access to Justice Commission present the Law Student Pro Bono Award and the Law School Commitment to Service Award, which honor students in schools that have made great strides to increase access to justice for all Texans. The Access to Justice Law Student Pro Bono Award was created to recognize students whose work makes a significant impact in their community and shows their passion for advocating on behalf of the underserved. I'm delighted to announce that Samantha Casas is the recipient of this year's prestigious Access to Justice Law Student Pro Bono Award. Samantha is a recent graduate of the University of Houston Law Center who has consistently demonstrated her extraordinary commitment to helping others and providing legal assistance to the less fortunate. Samantha has individually spent more than 1,000 hours doing clinic and pro bono work throughout her years at the Law Center. Samantha says that the Law Center's clinical program sparked her love for pro bono work because it gave her experience working as an attorney and interacting with clients. Her first client's gratitude left a lasting impression. She recalls, "He just kept saying how thankful he was over and over. He made it seem like I changed his whole world by helping him start his own restaurant. I felt like I did not deserve that praise. All I did was draft, review, and file documents." Samantha's experience demonstrates how impactful pro bono work can be in the lives of our fellow Texans. In May 2020, Samantha became president of the Clinical and Lawyering Enrichment Organization, CLEO. As president, she created positive change in how students viewed pro bono opportunities. CLEO was initially geared toward educating law students about some of the practical aspects of being a lawyer. When Samantha became president, she shifted Clio's direction to become an organization that offered law students opportunities to gain hands-on practical experience by doing supervised pro bono legal work with low-income clients. Her goal was to offer students a variety of volunteer opportunities like clinics offered. Samantha created partnerships with Lone Star Legal Aid, Houston Volunteer Lawyers, and Catholic Charities. Some of the legal projects that Clio conducted with these organizations included helping clients all over Texas with wills and estate planning, pro se divorces, naturalization workshops, a drive-through CDC clinic for eviction help, and conducting legal research involving landlord, tenant, and immigration issues. She acted as a liaison between students, law center clinics, and outside organizations to help bring pro bono opportunities to students. She assumed it would be hard to attract students for all the projects she organized, but she had multitudes of student volunteers at every event. As an attorney, Samantha intends to share with her colleagues the need for pro bono service. She is an advocate who shines a light on how rewarding and enriching pro bono service can be. Congratulations, Samantha. The 2021 ATJ Law Student Pro Bono Award signifies the beginning of a bright career as a lawyer and a leader. Although we're only able to honor one award recipient today, all the student nominees were exceptional and the decision was a difficult one. The Supreme Court of Texas wishes to recognize Jacqueline Jade Wyatt, Kate Tavicoli, Maria Fernanda Palacios Herrera, Sidonia Mitchell, and Skylar Schoolfield, who will be given special commendations from the court for their remarkable pro bono achievements. Now it is my great pleasure to present the Access to Justice Law School Commitment to Service Award. This award honors an accredited law school in Texas that has made significant and innovative strides toward increasing access to justice. Texas A&M University School of Law prides itself on its commitment to develop leaders of character dedicated to serving the greater good. Its core values are respect, excellence, leadership, loyalty, integrity, and selfless service. The School of Law exemplifies these values by providing poor and underserved Texans with access to justice by making significant contributions in local and statewide communities, and by instilling a meaningful commitment to pro bono service in future lawyers. The school also accomplishes these values with a carefully crafted curriculum that combines minimum pro bono requirements that students frequently exceed, required participation in a specialized range of clinics and internships that directly impact the local community, student organizations that advocate for and direct further pro bono work, and an involved faculty that understands pro bono work is a valuable educational tool. Since 2020, A&M's graduating classes have committed tens of thousands of hours to pro bono legal service. The Equal Justice Program has students work with a wide variety of organizations that serve the poor and underserved. Faculty and students can serve through the criminal defense, immigrant rights, and tax dispute resolution clinics. Additionally, student organizations such as the Military and Veteran Law Society and the Public Interest Law Fellowship provide students with chances to serve the greater good. There are a multitude of opportunities for students to give back to the community while also gaining real-world legal experience. Pro bono work is critical to addressing the justice gap, and we honor Texas A&M University School of Law today for its demonstrated commitment to service and for creating opportunities for faculty and students to provide much-needed services that help address the unmet legal needs of Texans. Congratulations.
Thank you, Justice Busby. We commend the Texas Access to Justice Commission and the Texas Access to Justice Foundation for inspiring Texas lawyers to serve access to justice. In Texas, all lawyers are members of the state bar. I now call upon Sylvia Burunde Firth, President of the State Bar of Texas, to welcome each of you into the legal profession. Ms. Firth.
Hello, I'm Sylvia Burunde Firth, President of the State Bar of Texas. On behalf of the over 106,000 lawyers licensed to practice law in the state of Texas, welcome to the profession. By taking the oath today, you become a member of a noble profession, and it is a momentous occasion. I'm honored to be a part of your special day. I've spent the last several weeks speaking to law students all over the state who are just starting down this path, and I have encouraged them to seek out mentors to help provide advice and guide them along this amazing adventure. And as you begin your careers, I encourage you to do the same. Look for mentors for this stage in your career, lawyers who inspire you and who can help you progress. But always remember, you are an inspiration to some. So please take a moment to not only look to see who can help you, but to see those whom you can help. It's time to pay it forward. You are the promising young members of our profession, and the State Bar of Texas wants to help prepare you to be leaders not only in your field, but also ultimately of our bar. You're a valued member of our bar, and we want you to be involved. So I'd like to take a moment to remind you of what our bar is all about. The mission of the State Bar of Texas is to support the administration of the legal system, assure all citizens equal access to justice, foster high standards of ethical conduct for lawyers, enable its members to better serve their clients and the public, educate the public about the rule of law, and promote diversity in the administration of justice and the practice of law. The State Bar leadership and staff are always working to generate programs and initiatives that will support lawyers in their everyday lives and in their practices, and to improve the quality of legal services in our state. In order to help you in your career and your life, the bar offers a number of member benefits, including free legal research through FastCase, a career center where you can post your resume and search for open positions, a free ethics helpline when you need advice on your ethical obligations, new business leads through the Lawyer Referral and Information Service, online law practice management tools through the Texas Bar Practice website, and many other useful programs. You can join a State Bar section to network with peers and take part in mentorship and pro bono opportunities to help us advance the cause of equal access to justice. And there is another very important program I want you to know about, the Texas Lawyers Assistance Program. We call it TLAP. TLAP helps lawyers, judges, and law students experiencing mental health and substance use issues. TLAP is a strictly confidential service that includes crisis counseling, referrals, peer assistance, and general wellness guides to help Texas lawyers deal with stress and maintain a healthy lifestyle. This is not an easy time for our nation or for our profession, but brighter days are coming. And if there's one thing I want you to take away from today is that there is help available, and you can learn more about it at tlaphelps.org. We are proud to welcome you as Texas lawyers. We are with you now, and we'll be here for you along your journey. Congratulations.
Thank you, President Firth, and thanks to the State Bar for helping to instill high standards of professionalism in Texas lawyers. Texas has an extraordinarily active, nationally acclaimed Association of Young Lawyers. And here to welcome you as new attorneys is Janine Rispoli, President of the Texas Young Lawyers Association. Ms. Rispoli.
Thank you, Chief Justice, and may it please the court. My name is Janine Novosad Rispoli, and I'm honored to be the president of Texas Young Lawyers Association. I am a family lawyer here in Waco, Texas, and this month I'm celebrating my 10th year of practice here in Texas. I still remember the excitement that I'm sure you were feeling being inducted into the State Bar of Texas with your friends and your family. TYLA is the public service arm of the State Bar, and our primary purposes are to facilitate the administration of justice for all, foster respect for the law, and advance the role of the legal profession in serving the public. So what does this mean for you? You are automatically a member of TYLA, and I am so excited to welcome each of you on behalf of our board. I encourage all of you to visit our website at tyla.org to learn more about us and all of the programs and initiatives that we have available. From podcasts to pamphlets, we have resources on different practice areas, networking, business development, and much more. Earlier today, I taught a pre-law internship class and I asked them what I should tell you. They said very wisely that I should remind you, you will be good lawyers because you've made it this far with all of your support systems and you will make it through the good days and the bad. I hope that you will remember that and continue to thank the support systems that have brought you this far. One of our favorite resources is the Wellness Hub, which we created in collaboration with TLAP. I hope that you will utilize the Wellness Hub and TLAP as the resources, the wonderful life-saving resources that they are. Sandra Day O'Connor said, "We don't accomplish anything in this world alone, and whatever happens is the result of the whole tapestry of one's life and all the weavings of individual threads from one to another that create something." Congratulations to your loved ones, your classmates, your friends, and your support systems. They are the reason you will continue to be successful. In the foreword that she wrote for Justice Scalia's book, Scalia Speaks, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg says this: "If our friendship encourages others to appreciate that some very good people have ideas with which we disagree, and that despite differences, people of goodwill can pull together for the well-being of the institutions we serve in our country, I will be overjoyed, as I am confident Justice Scalia would be." This example of civility has inspired TYLA to create new projects and resources with a focus on civility, relationship wellness, and much more. So stay tuned. I will end with one final piece of advice: sweat. Sweat in the courtroom and outside, in the gym, and on a walk with your dog. A wise woman once said that exercise gives you endorphins, and endorphins make you happy. When you are sweating in the courtroom or before a big meeting, remember that you stress because you care. Remember that you can do this, and you have so many people here to support you. To all of our TYLA members, we value each one of you. We are inspired by you, strengthened by all of the different gifts that you bring to our profession. Don't hesitate to reach out to me and any other TYLA board member. To quote our immediate past president, Brittany Harrison, "We are all in a position to bring about change. Let's work together and become that change." Thank you.
Thank you, President Rispoli, and thanks to the Texas Young Lawyers Association for its service to the bar and to the public. It is customary for the person who made the highest score on the bar examination to respond for your class. Before I introduce her, I will recognize the person who received the third highest score and the two persons who received the second highest score. The third highest score was received by Kyle Norman Ryan, a graduate of the University of Texas Law School. The second highest scores were received by Griffin Hayden Baker, a graduate of Duke University School of Law, and Joseph Daniel Kamak, a graduate of Emory University School of Law. The highest score was posted by a graduate of Vanderbilt University School of Law, Susanna Richlack Allen. Ms. Allen, you may respond for your class.
Thank you, Chief Justice Hecht, and thank you to the Supreme Court and the Court of Criminal Appeals for hosting this ceremony. Good morning. I'm Susanna Richlack Allen, and I'm an associate with Yetter Coleman in Houston. It's an honor to have the opportunity to address my fellow successful examinees and new inductees into the Texas Bar. Congratulations on passing the bar exam and joining the ranks of Texas lawyers. We've all worked incredibly hard to get here, and it's a significant achievement. Its significance is even more pronounced when you consider that this group had the added challenge of studying for and taking the bar exam in a world still grappling with the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, a challenge that we continue to face. Most of you also completed your law school careers under these unprecedented circumstances. Still, we demonstrated our grit and resilience and made it here to be sworn in as members of the Texas Bar. I'm confident that we will bring the same diligence and determination to the practice of law in service of our clients and our greater justice system. It's a privilege to be an attorney, and this group will serve as trusted counselors and strong advocates, helping to guide people and businesses through their most challenging problems. My path has been a little bit different than the majority of you. I've been licensed since 2017 and practiced in Washington, D.C. before deciding that I wanted to make Houston my long-term home. This meant taking the Texas bar exams so that I could join Texas's vibrant legal community. And to that end, I would like to extend a special congratulations to my fellow examinees who are already licensed in another jurisdiction. I know that it took a lot of courage and strength to follow the pull of whatever it is that brought you to Texas, even knowing that it meant that you would have to withstand another bar exam. But the payoff is great. And my wish for the rest of you is that you will never have to take another bar exam again. And why would you? We can all thank our lucky stars that we're in Texas. I'd be remiss if I didn't also take this opportunity to thank some of the many people who've supported me in my legal career, including this transition to Texas. Thank you to my family, my parents, my siblings, my in-laws, and especially my loving husband, Will. Thanks also to my friends, colleagues, and my firm for your continual support. It's truly humbling to think about how many people have had a hand in getting me to where I am today. And I'd like to acknowledge just a few of the attorneys who I've had the opportunity to learn from. First, my original law professor, my father, who presented many a case hypothetical at the dinner table, as well as the wonderful law professors at Vanderbilt. Judge Julia Gibbons, for whom I had the privilege of clerking, the excellent attorneys at Williams and Connolly, where I began my practice, and the exceptional litigators at Yetter Coleman, who I continue to learn from every day. Thank you for your mentorship and investment in me, and I hope to pay this forward in my own practice. I'd encourage you all to take some time this week to thank the people around you for their help in getting you to this major milestone. We've chosen an incredibly interesting and challenging profession, and you will continue to benefit from their support as you embark on your legal career. I'm so excited to have you all as colleagues in our noble profession and in this great state. Congratulations and welcome to the Texas Bar.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. We have come at last to the moment for which you have been waiting. Mr. Dwayne Massey, a member of the Board of Law Examiners, will present to the court a list of the successful examinees. Mr. Massey.
May it please the courts. Mr. Chief Justice, Madam Presiding Judge, and Associate Justices and Judges. My name is Dwayne Massey. I'm a Houston attorney who serves on the Texas Board of Law Examiners. I'm honored to be here. In accordance with our official duties, I present to you the certified list of all of the July 2021 Texas Bar examinees who have successfully completed all of the requirements for admission to the State Bar of Texas. On behalf of the Texas Board of Law Examiners, we extend well-earned congratulations to our new colleagues and their proud families and friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Massey. It is now my privilege to administer the lawyer's oath to you who have passed the bar, have completed all other admission requirements, and are eligible for licensure. The first part of the oath is very old and has been taken by every lawyer in Texas. With it, you swear to do three things: to support the United States and Texas constitutions, to honestly demean yourselves in the practice of the law, and to discharge your duties to your clients to the best of your ability. In 2015, the 84th legislature added a fourth part to the oath: that you will conduct yourselves with integrity and civility in dealing and communicating with the court and all parties. While this has always been a lawyer's responsibility, the words have been added to solemnize the Texas lawyer's dedication to these ideals affirmed in the Texas Lawyers' Creed. I charge you to recall in all your practice the words of the oath you take today. You should repeat them after me, stating your name where I state mine. You may choose to substitute affirm for swear and to omit the last line. Please raise your right hands. I, Nathan Hecht, do solemnly swear that I will support the constitutions of the United States and of this state, that I will honestly demean myself in the practice of the law, that I will discharge my duties to my clients to the best of my ability, and that I will conduct myself with integrity and civility in dealing and communicating with the court and all parties. So help me God. Congratulations. We are proud to welcome you into the profession. From this day forward, you are the voice and instrument for the rule of law. Whether you are prosecuting or defending an individual charged with transgressions against society, representing a party in a civil dispute, drafting a contract, a deed, or a will, or giving other legal counsel to a client, everything you do contributes to a republic in which the rights to life, liberty, and property have replaced reliance on class, heredity, wealth, and power. You, therefore, have a special responsibility, not only to those you represent, but to our profession and to this great experiment in democracy. I hope your practice will be meaningful and that, in the words of the great Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes, you will live greatly in the law. Congratulations on this milestone, and thanks to everyone for joining us in this celebration. Now, Blake Hawthorne, Clerk of the Supreme Court, will adjourn the two courts.
Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay. The Honorable, the Supreme Court of Texas, and the Honorable, the Court of Criminal Appeals of Texas now stand adjourned. Congratulations. Let the celebration begin.
Roll up to the party, 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 roll up to the party.
Hi, I'm Blake Hawthorne, the Clerk of the Supreme Court of Texas. I want to take a minute to talk to you about your attorney oath. In a few weeks, you will receive your wall certificate in the mail, and along with your wall certificate, you're going to get a letter from me that includes the attorney oath. The attorney oath is yours to keep. You do not need to return it to me. By statute, the attorney oath has to be affixed to your license. What that means exactly, I don't know, but you're all attorneys and you can figure it out. I'll tell you what I did with mine. When I got mine framed back in 1996, the framer said, hey, this has to be affixed to your license. So what he did was he put it on some cardboard and put it on the back of the frame. And that way, when I come to your office to inspect, I'll see that you took the oath. I'm just kidding. But again, the oath is yours to keep. Whether you got a pre-printed oath at the ceremony that had the Chief Justice's name to it, or you got one in the mail from me, it's yours to keep. Sign it and affix it to the back of your license. Thank you.